Woo! Welcome everyone to another episode of Slasher Scotty. I am your host, Scotty McCoy, and boy, do I have a surprise for all of you. I have on Zoom with me right now for the second time Michael McGlynn, and he played Roger in Bloody Summer Camp. Now, I had you on previously for Phobias in a group one. This is your solo interview now. This is awesome. I'm so glad to have you on. So, how are you doing, Michael?
Oh, I'm doing absolutely great, man. Thank you so much for having me back again, man. It's so great to have a one-on-one this go around.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to have you on. I know we originally had this plan for, I believe it was 2 weeks ago or so, maybe a week ago. My dad passed away. Obviously, you can see I'm not in my normal studio. I'm at my parents' place. I'm staying here till early September, but with him passing away, I postponed every interview I had that week to, kind of deal with things that were going on. And now I'm kind of overwhelming myself with interviews so I can kind of keep myself busy.
I totally get that one.
Absolutely. So I'm so glad to have you on. The first question I have for you is more of a generic question. So, how did you get your start into acting?
Actually, before all this, I was actually a mixed martial artist.
Nice.
I've had a cage fighting record of 16-4, and a kickboxing professional record of 8-1-1. And
Nice.
unfortunately, I suffered a C9 to C7 neck compression injury, and was told I had to retire and hang it up. And I still got to be a coach and a trainer, and it's a lot of fun, but it's not
Right.
like getting in there and doing it. So
Yeah.
I wanted to try and find a new outlet. My next door neighbor told me about Dave Kerr and Slasher 15 Productions when he was doing his second films, Return of the
Okay.
Slasher Nurse.
Nice.
And I reached out to Dave and I was like, hey, like, I'm friends with Josh Powell. He told me you might be looking for people. Like, I would really love to be part of this. I love horror movies. Like, it's always been that kind of like little childhood dream to actually be in one.
Absolutely.
And, Dave was really great, really nice. It's like, hey, I like your enthusiasm. I love your attitude. Bad news. We wrapped up filming about 3 weeks ago. I was like, oh, so
Awesome.
but then he told me about Blaze Summer Camp, and he told me that he'll be looking for people again. Then if you wanted to audition, you could audition. I love the premise and of it so much of Ace Camp Slasher. I didn't even want to take a chance on auditioning. I was like, wait a minute. Well, I see you're offering a
Right.
perk to be in the film. He was like, yeah. I was like, you know what? I want a guarantee in this one. I'm going to buy the perk and be in the film.
Nice. That's awesome.
And then over the course of the filming, I myself and my wife, who's also a producer for Slasher 15, Jamie Wiseman, her and I both just started coming up with ideas for some perk ideas. Jamie just started coming in and just doing all the catering for a lot of the filming and stuff. And over time, Dave just came to us and said, you guys have been absolutely amazing. You guys have been working your butts off. I've decided I want to make you guys my producers.
Nice.
And we've been with him ever since. And
That's
we're now
awesome.
the producers, and I'll be acting in Dave and Slasher 15's next film, Go Away.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I did have Dave on my show before, and we discussed Go Away, and we discussed obviously Bloody Summer Camp, and he was he's a really nice guy, and I'm really looking
Oh
forward
yeah.
to seeing Bloody Summer Camp, of course, and Go Away. Can see what you bring into both of these features as well. It's going to be exciting.
Oh, yeah. I'm really looking forward to like every time I get to tweak a little bit, like Bloody Summer Camp. Like I was just a complete comedy parody of Shaggy, like over the top, crazy, goofy, kind of a ignorance is bliss kind of a good kind of guy and stuff.
Nice.
Uh, Dave gave me a lot more of a serious role for this one,
Mhm.
and I really appreciate that too, because I mean, I generally get typecast as the stoner or the goofball or the dork. um, and that's fine. I'm happy to always do it, but I would always like to kind of dip my toes in the water. And this is a good one. I did a horror film short with a local director in town where I got to play a scumbag, sleazeball, womanizing boss at where he works
Nice.
and stuff. And it was a lot of fun. It definitely got me out of my shell and got me to do
Yeah.
something different, to see if I could really pull it off.
Awesome. Awesome. So, for those that aren't aware of what Bloody Summer Camp is, can you tell us what that is? And I'm also going to throw in there, can you also tell us what Go Away is about? Because I didn't know you were involved with that one, to be honest with you. So,
Oh,
yes.
absolutely. First with Blaze Summer Camp. Blaze Summe Camp is a 80s camp slasher that takes place in 1986.
Mhm.
It's supposed to be the opening orientation weekend for the counselors before all the kids show up to get everyone organized and ready to go. Except all of a sudden now counselors, other staff members are just showing up missing. No one knows why, and it really is that who did it kind of story. And what's great is that really adds that funness and also bring in that 80s nostalgia. To bring that 80s nostalgia part of it, we brought in no one else other than Felissa Rose. And we're not talking a small little side little cameo. No, she stars in Bloody Summer Camp. You will see her predominantly throughout the film.
That's awesome.
And then, of course, with Huber, I thought at first, like, it's kind of a funny story. I told Dave Kerr about, Dave's like, your character is a little bit of the comic relief. I'm like, awesome. I'm gonna be the comic relief in this. And then I think a few months later, Dave goes, oh yeah, by the way, we got our sheriff now. And he's like, oh great, who is that? He goes, it's Dave Sheridan, Officer Doofy from Scary Movie. I'm like, well, there goes my comic relief.
Nice.
I'm a second tier man to that man.
That's awesome. So.
I'll go ahead.
No, go ahead.
But they both did absolutely amazing. Felissa Rose played like the really snooty, like follow all the rules kind of camp director. Nice. I played the opposite camp director. I'm the fun police, the party guy who's like, nice. Yeah, everyone follow the rules. Here's a beer. I'll see you later.
Awesome. So what about Go Away? What's that about?
Oh, Go Away is a modern day slasher. I'm so excited for this one. Not only did we get like a killer cast for this one, a whole mess of horror celebrities, but I'll get into that in a second. The premise of this one is there is a dinner party going on in the fall, October, November kind of time frame, and one of the main girls is out there to see her mother after a long duration of not talking to her for a while, to find out that she's remarried now and doesn't know anything about him and wants to know more, but wants her friends to come along to help be moral support. And a few other things within the friendships will happen along the way too, but I can't give away too much.
Right.
Dave will definitely be watching this, and if I do anything, he will kill me, and he'll do it on a Facebook Live feed for everyone to see. But pretty much 5 masked intruders come to the house to play a cat and mouse game with them. Only to pretty much find out that maybe there is something going on at this dinner party, or maybe even someone at that dinner party, or several people at this dinner party, perhaps even, are not what these appear to be. Nice. And let's just say when the mass killers find out what's really going on, some of them are going to really regret they chose that house.
Oof, nice. And which celebrities are involved with this film?
Like we knew after Bloody Summer Camp and all the buzz and the pop and all the great reviews, we had to really go in hard for this one.
Yeah.
So the star of it, our dinner guest, is played by none other than Tom Matthews, nice. Tommy Jarvis from Friday the 13th Part 6 and the Return of the Living Dead movies. Nice. Felissa Rose has returned again. She will be playing the drunken mother's sister. The drunken mother, the mother will be played by Tuesday Night from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. We also got Robert Mukes from House of Thousand Corpses, Westworld, and Weeds. He played Rufus the tow truck driver.
Nice.
And then we got a rock star with Jeremy Spencer, the founding drummer and member of Five Finger Death Punch.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just completed filming about two weekends ago. We just finished filming with Elsie Holt from You're Next, the Lamb Killer.
Nice.
Super great dude, super nice guy. So good on like so professional, but yet like he had a lot of fun stuff. Like it was definitely one of those times when it was time to filming. Man, that guy was all in, like ready to go. Knew exactly what he wanted to do and how he was going to handle his character. Awesome. And did great. When things all got cleared up and we're all done filming, he could kick back and relax with the rest of us. And
nice.
Like I said, just an absolutely great guy. Actually, I picked him up from the airport, and I was joking with him. True story. I was one of those few people. I always heard about Your Next, and I never got around to watching. I was like, well, I gotta pick this guy up tomorrow, and I really feel like I need to watch this guy's film. So I went and I watched Your Next. I went on Amazon and I went and bought it for $10. Yeah. Then I ended up watching, and I ended up hitting Dave Kerr. I was like, yeah. So I just watched Your Next. That was a big mistake on my part. that dude LC scared the hell out of me, man.
Yeah,
When I go pick him
that's
up
a
at the
very
airport,
good movie.
yeah. I mean, I don't. When I go pick him up at the airport, I'm not even gonna be able to make eye contact with this guy. I mean, he scared me.
Yeah, he was very terrifying. Very
Oh
terrifying.
yeah, but
So
great guy.
when yeah,
Oh, go
very
for it.
that's awesome. And I would love to interview him one day. Like that is a very good movie. But yeah, I mean, imagine working with him. That's really cool. That's really cool.
Oh yeah.
So, what is the best part about filming Bloody Summer Camp, and what was the worst?
Oh geez.
Put you on the hot seat.
Oh yeah. Um, I would say the best part was just the cast. I not only made a great film with Dave and Amber with Slasher 15, but I made a lot of great friends too. And these aren't ones like, oh, we made a movie, it's been so great, and maybe talk to them once in a blue moon. No, 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 no. The majority of the cast have been over to my house to either come out for a party. A lot of times, my wife and I will host UFC events, or we'll just have
Yeah.
a movie night, and a lot of cast come over and hang out for that. One of them needs help moving. I'm there to help them move and stuff.
Nice.
Like we really have made a lot of friendships, and it shows. I mean, you'll see in Bloody Summer Camp, there's a lot of the people who saw and reviewed it even said like, "Oh man," I was like, the chemistry y'all had, like, that was some
Yeah.
great acting. I was like, it's not acting though. If you saw us all between cuts and takes, we were all joking, having fun, just pulling pranks
Absolutely.
on each other and stuff left and right. I mean, Lord knows I was the butt of more than my fair share of the pranks going on there, but it's a part of the fun. And
Yeah.
if they didn't do it, they didn't love you then.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
As far as the most stressful part of it, I would have to say it's just almost, it's going to sound almost cliche, but almost every day
Yeah.
is a stress and a scare, because you never know what curveball is going to get thrown at you. You hope it's going to go smooth and lucky. Everything's going to work out well. Everyone's going to be there on time, show up on time. Anyone who's supposed to bring something for that film that day, you hope it's all going to come. And that's always the biggest stress. And I mean, and especially when you have like Dave Sheridan and Felissa Rose, where you only have them for a small section of time.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of scenes you got to get in there like with them. So it's like you're on a constant go. I mean, some days we were fortunate, we got done after 8 days. I'm not sorry, after 8 hours of filming. Other days, so much was going on in the background. We were on set for 12-hour days.
Nice.
I would say that's the most stressful, because it's not until you're done filming for the end of the day where you're like, oh yeah, okay, that went pretty well.
Absolutely. So, what was it like working with Felissa Rose and Dave Sheridan?
Oh God, they are such a blast. I absolutely love them both so much. I actually I just saw Dave a few weeks ago out in Tennessee in Gatlinburg. He was out there at the Smoky Mountain Fest, and my wife and I went out there because Perry Shin was out there. We're diehard Hatchet fans, and we have a full-size movie poster with, I'd say, about 95% of the entire Hatchet series cast autograph on it.
Nice.
And he's one of those ones that we were missing, and so we had to make a drive out there. Of course, I made it sound like Dave. Oh yeah, it was all to see you, Dave. It was all to see you, of course. But no, they're all both wonderful. Felissa was a godsend. She was such a sweetheart. She really knew how to keep the chemistry going. Her and Dave Sheridan together are, oh man, they are pure gold.
Right.
The stuff they come up with, especially Sheridan. Sheridan did a lot of ad-libbing. When you see the movie, this won't give anything away, but there's one scene where Dave Sheridan is going down the line of all the counselors and like interrogating them, and he was busting out all these 80s references for every one of the counselors, called them some kind of name or whatever, and it was all hysterical. But of course, in the background, we're here on our phones like, is that before E6? Is that before E6? Is that before E6? Is that before? And lo and behold, I swear to you, everything he said, yep, it worked. And like, oh my God, that's amazing. Who'd have thunk?
Awesome. That's awesome. That's really cool. So one of my good buddies was also in Bloody Summer Camp, and I had him on to discuss it as well, Cody Falk. Did you happen to work with Cody, and what was it like working with him?
Oh yeah, no, I actually I worked with Cody a nice little bit. No, Cody was a lot of fun to work with and stuff. Like I said, I definitely was following him. I followed him with on Voorhees. Uh,
Nice.
so it was really nice to finally get to meet him in person and actually get to work with him and stuff. Definitely hope we can work again down the road in the future and stuff. I know he's doing a new drama now, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
Smack. Yep,
Yeah,
it's called
yep,
Smack.
Smack.
Yep, awesome. Yep. Yeah, I had his co-host, not co-host, co-star, Emily Klassen, I think it's pronounced. I had her on my show to discuss Smack as well, and yeah, I've been keeping updated on behind the scenes and all that of that, and that's coming out, looking like it's coming out pretty good. I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Absolutely. So, do you have any behind the scenes stories or cool moments or memories that you would like to tell the listening and viewing audience about filming Bloody Summer Camp?
Okay, yep. Here's one good one that comes out of my mind. I can't remember which one it was, but just like your typical '80s camp slasher, you have that one couple that you always refer
Yeah,
to as the sex couple. Because all
yeah,
they're ever doing is going off and having sex. Uh,
exactly.
and just like in all those 8 camp slash ones, Bloody Summer Camp does not disappoint. We have one of those couples too,
Nice.
and I forget which one. We had a few different sex scenes with the two of them.
Hmm.
One of them though, I had to run from one side of camp to the other. Like it must have been at least 4 or 5 times. And the camp's huge. It's not a small
Yeah.
camp.
Yep.
I mean, it's a big camp. I mean, when you see the opening, we actually had Danny from Fuzzy Monkey
Okay.
Pictures. Shriek Show. He actually came out and did drone work for us with all the
Nice.
aesthetics. You'll see how big this
Nice.
camp is when people see the story and they see that layout. They'll understand what I'm talking about.
Right.
But the problem was doing that sex scene was we wanted her to try to look like she was naked, but we didn't want to make her naked, of course.
Right.
Um, so we were trying to get the right, proper, fleshy kind of toned underwear for her to wear,
Hmm.
and of course we had 4 or 5 different shades of it, and I had to run back and forth 4 or 5 times from one side camp to the other with a different shade of the skin ones. And so, of course, now when everyone looks at it, goes, "Oh, the sexy, that's so great." And of course, when I see it, I'm like, "Oh my god, all those trips!" And it was a hot day too. I remember on the fourth
And then,
one, I made it up to the top of the hill, and I was like, "Oh," I just almost passed out.
oh boy, and I know that you guys did film at a real summer camp, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Oh yes, it's called Camp Holiday Trails. It's in Charlottesville, Virginia. It's a camp with kids with special needs.
Nice.
And the great thing about us filming there was all the money we spent to film there actually went back to the kids.
Nice.
Um, and we even doubled down on that one even more because during COVID they took a big hit and they lost a lot of money. So not only did we during that time we ran a fundraiser for them where we made them a few $1,000s, but
Nice.
then Dave Kerr, being the awesome guy he is, and one reason why I love working with this man so much. Dave is a great guy to work with.
Yeah.
Any actors or talent out there who's ever looking for a good group to go work for, I will tell you right now, Dave Kerr is phenomenal. He
Yeah.
treats you right and he treats you fairly.
Nice.
But to go, you show even more that when we did our Virginia premiere,
Hmm.
all of the proceeds that we made from that also went to the camp.
Nice.
And during our Indiegogo, anyone who bought a Blu-ray, Dave
Mhm.
took $5 off of that Blu-ray and donated to the camp as
Nice.
well.
Nice.
I think all said and done, I wouldn't quote me on the exact number, but I think we ended up raising something like $9,000 to $10,000 for them.
That's awesome. And for those that would like to even help out the camp, I will give them a plug. Like, I'm pretty sure you can go to their website, and there should be a donate link there, and you can donate to the camp as well, because COVID affected many places and many people in general, and of course, Camp Holiday Trails was affected. So if you would like to help, and donate to them, because obviously it's not just a summer camp; it's a summer camp that has a good cause. It's for a good cause, with kids with special needs. So definitely donate. Go to their website, and if you can donate, or even just share this interview, or share the the website itself, and one share can lead to a couple donations. So definitely if you can help with any at all, just donate to them and help them out, because they're nonprofit, so definitely do what you can do and do your part. So I think that's very, very nice of Dave to do that as well. And I know he mentioned that as well. And I think that's very, very nice of him to do all that, because it does help out, a good cause, a good camp that obviously was affected during a rough time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So speaking of donations, Indiegogo campaigns obviously are a big part of helping make, indie films, including Bloody Summer Camp and Go Away and all that. So for those that want to donate to Indiegogo campaigns and help out fund these movies, but because of a few bad eggs that happened in the past that we all are aware of, people become skeptical, and they become, cautious and, nervous to donate, because they don't know if their money's going to if they're going to get what they're donating to, and they don't know if the movie will even get made. So do you have any advice for those skeptical people that would like to donate to these indie films? Do you have any advice on why it would be good to help out these movies, and why they shouldn't be as skeptical? And do you have any advice on how they can go about it? You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and that's a very, very good question, and one that definitely I agree needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
There are a lot of great ones out there. I mean, the first thing I would tell everyone is do your homework. Don't just click on a site here. Find out who the person running the Indiegogo is. Look them up. Do they have any experience? Now, and before I go any further on that, just because they don't have any experience, or it's their first time making a film, do not let that be your deciding factor.
Right.
Because everyone's got to start somewhere. I mean, if that was the attitude, then none of us would ever have a start.
Absolutely.
But I will say though that if it's your first time and you really want to make sure that it's going to get made, it's going to get done, I would say your best bet is to do your homework, find out who's making the film, and see if they have a track history of making films. If they have a track history of making films, then more than likely that film is going to get made.
Yes.
And there are plenty of them out there and stuff. I've been in the indie horror community now for probably a little over 2 years, and just in that short time, I have met and come across so many that I know are on the up and up, good people, ones that I would drop anything I could do in a heartbeat to go do a film for them if they wanted.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if they don't have a track record, obviously, like if they never made a movie before, it's the first Indiegogo, but people might know who they are, or might be able to tell you somebody who they are. Like people like yourself, me, Noelle Berger, Jimmy Presley, Dave Kerr. Like reach out to one of them people on social media and be like, hey, this movie looks really good, but I kind of researched them and I don't see that they ever made a movie before. Do you know if they're on the up and up? Do you know these people? And if you don't, do you know somebody that might? Or do you have any advice on what should I consider of donating to somebody that hasn't made a movie before?
Absolutely. And I couldn't agree with you more. All those ones you named were great. And I would even throw my name in there too. Whoever's listening to this, if you ever think about doing a project and you're not sure, trust me, I'm not just saying this. If you talk to anyone in the horror industry who knows me, they will tell you, oh no, he means what he says. If you ever have any questions, even if we're on the friend list, you can reach out to me and you can ask me about it, and I will find out for you as much as I can, whether it be like I know them or I will go to Jimmy, Rob Mahoney, Noelle Berger. There's some new ones on the scene that have been catching my eye. I know Lisa Perez and Amy Crabtree I've been seeing on this scene now, and they've been very they have been personally impressing me as far as getting the word out and promoting people on the scene.
Absolutely.
And like I said, these people know these people very well because they promote them and they promote their films and stuff. So we are a good point of contact for that.
Absolutely. And don't forget that. Yep, absolutely. And don't forget that it's based on character. My dad always said is on the character of the person. If you have a good character, you're going to be, people will come to trust you more. So and doing Indiegogo films, Indiegogo campaigns, that is a risk when you donate, because there's a chance the movie might not get made. And if it doesn't get made, especially if they don't meet their goal, the chances are, will they refund you or will they not? If they're not required, they don't have to refund you if they don't want to. If they want to be a complete jerk, they don't have to. But then you get good filmmakers, and I'm going to use this for an example. Matt Anderson, who was making Phobias, you were a part of that. That film didn't meet its goal, and it's not getting made, at least as of now. And because it wasn't getting made, I was one of the people that donated to that campaign. And everybody that donated that campaign, because the movie wasn't being made, was refunded their money. So there's filmmakers then like Matt Anderson and with Key 13 Film Partners that that actually, you know, when they refund you your money because they didn't make it, that shows their character and it shows that they are somebody you would want to donate to in the future.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, I mean, of course, you know, it's okay to hold on to it too, only
Yeah.
if they are planning on doing one.
Yes.
Matter of fact, two new indie ones, and both of them are first time indie filmmakers. I'm actually attached to. I'll be doing
Yeah.
films with next year. The Sawyer Massacre Family, the Texas Chainsaw
Nice.
Massacre family film with Steve
Yeah.
Merlo, and Michael Sheridan's Halloween Evil Lives.
Nice.
Um,
Yep.
and honestly, but like you know, Steve actually this is his third Indiegogo he
Yep.
ran, and it finally blew up. And I can tell you right now,
Yep.
Steve is doing everything great. I have talked to this guy on Skype so many times.
Nice.
He is not only is he a good guy,
Yeah.
people were willing, like you know, this one. These are some of the key tricks you can talk about. You catch on to help people. Uh,
Absolutely.
when Steve said that, all right, I can maybe try and do it without a 30 Indiegogo, because all the cast who I hired told me that they are willing to forfeit their salaries to work for me for free.
Wow.
When you hear something like that, you're
Yeah.
like, okay, this is obviously someone that people
Right.
believe in and are willing to come and work for free on. But the
Absolutely.
fact that he wanted to still do more,
Yeah.
and that's why he ran 30 Go. And not only did he get the funds to finally be able to pay all of his cast, but he now got all the funds to actually take this project all the way back to
Yeah.
Texas now, the film.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I would like to actually reach out to him for an interview as well because I do see I'm friends with him on Facebook and I do see a lot of stuff that he posts and he just tagged me in a lot of it. And like you said about Michael, with Halloween Evil Lives, I'm
Oh yeah.
actually I'm friends with him. I interviewed him and I'm also a part of that project, which is awesome. You're in the movie as well.
I am actually. I am the
Awesome.
producer, and I will have a small kill scene in there because it was kind of a
Nice.
funny thing. I think it was about 2 months ago. I was showing my wife. I was like, "Man, I got nothing lined up for next year." And then like that, I was like, "Okay, now I'm being
Nice.
killed by Leatherface in March, and I'm being killed
Nice.
by Myers in May."
Nice. I filmed my scene in October. I'm Senator McGivens.
Oh, actually, you're actually be working with one of my friends out there. His name is
Well,
Joshua.
Well, the thing is, I'm actually not going to be going on set because this character alone is just on a television appearance. So
Oh,
he said
excellent.
that he said if I don't want to come on set, that's fine. As long as I have a green screen, I can film myself doing the lines from my own place, and we can make it happen. Which is even better because I don't have to
Yeah,
fly or drive all the way to Milwaukee. I think they're filming in Milwaukee, if I'm not
saves a
mistaken.
lot of money.
Yes, there's a lot of money, so I'm really excited to be a part of that as well. And it's cool that we get to be in the same movie. Might not have any scenes together, but we're in the same movie together, which is actually pretty cool.
Exactly. Hey, and you know what? Like I know we told and I talked before. The indie community is a really
Yep,
cool, close, tight knit community, man.
absolutely,
It could, I mean, for all we know, man, like a few months from now, we might find out. Oh, wait a minute, we are doing a movie together. We are in scenes together now.
absolutely. And I can't ask the last question before I go into a very special person close to my heart. He's a very good guy, very loyal, who is loyal to my movies, Indiegogo. And he's been a really good friend. I had him on my show, Jimmy Presley.
Oh God, yeah.
Amazing guy. I believe you met him when you were going through, if I'm not mistaken, Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I adopted this kitty too.
nice. How is he? How was he in person? I never got to meet him, but
Um,
he seems amazing online, obviously.
oh, he is an absolute sweetheart, and his entire family are
Nice.
absolutely amazing. I mean, just some of the most nicest, sweetest, well-behaved
Nice.
kids I've ever met. His little girl was an absolute sweetheart. She was actually holding the kid that we adopted. We named him Apollo and stuff. Um, but
Nice.
no, I mean, and his sons were all absolutely just some of the most nicest, guys you could ever meet. Just very friendly,
Right.
very outgoing. I mean, it was kind of one of those ones where, like, we talked about so much online that as soon as we got
Yeah.
there, it's like, yeah, we're just gonna start just dispensing hugs because we're practically
Absolutely.
family at this point. Uh,
Absolutely. If anybody is watching this that either knows or doesn't know of Jimmy Presley, if you're a podcaster, have him on. He's an author. He has a book going on, so definitely have him on and help him promote his book. And if you're doing an Indiegogo campaign, reach out to him. I'm sure he wouldn't have an issue at all with promoting your promoting your Indiegogo. He's a part of so many indie horror groups, and he's a very loyal friend, a very loyal follower. And he's a good friend of mine. And I haven't talked to him recently because a lot's been going on, but he's a really
yeah.
good guy. Really good guy.
Oh yeah, no, I've been trying to help out with that. as well
Yes.
in the background.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, Jimmy is just a phenomenal
Yeah.
guy. It's one reason why we brought him on to Go Away. He is actually one of our associate producers.
Nice. Nice.
And he's earned that title very well. We actually brought
Yes.
him and Noelia Berger both on
Yep.
board to be
Nice.
our associate producers. They both did a great job. They both really push it, got the word out.
Nice.
And like I said, we Go Away had we've had our most successful Indiegogo ever with Go
Okay.
Away.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's awesome. And yeah, Jimmy's a great guy, and I'm glad that he is a part of as associate producer. He definitely earned that title. Like
Oh,
he if he's committed to a project, he puts his whole entire heart and soul into it. And like he really does, as do you obviously. But I mean, like, yeah, when I seen you two meet, I'm like, oh my god, that is so awesome. Like Michael McGlynn, I remember interviewing him. He's such a nice guy. And I really, that's when I reached out to him. Like, I need to have him back on my show to talk about Bloody Summer Camp. I didn't know you were part of Go Away, which is actually really cool because I'm really interested in that movie. I really want to see that when it comes out. So that's actually really awesome that you're in that.
and I'm looking really forward to it.
Nice.
My my only issue, spoiler alert for anyone who's wondering, probably no one though, is like I beg and plead for Dave to give me some romantic scene with Tuesday Night. Not happening. Not happening.
Yeah, you had asked though, right?
I had asked him, I begged, I pleaded, I even offered him a really nice Christmas care package. He wasn't having it.
That's awesome. So the last question I got for you, uh, it's all about you and your future. Do you have any projects in the works that you would like to promote to the listening and viewing audience, and any social media websites or anything else that you would like to plug before we say goodbye?
Oh, absolutely. Go Away. Indiegogo is still ongoing. We're in demand. We are going to be closing that one out real soon because we
Awesome.
are getting ready to begin our heavy end of the filming. Once that happens, everything's going to be shut off. We'll have another one later on for post production. But anything now that you want that right now, gotta grab it. Then the two other big ones I have going on next year is the Sawyer Family Massacre. Their Indiegogo is in demand right now, still going.
Awesome.
Halloween Evil is about 63% funded right now.
Yeah.
So if anyone's really looking for one to really donate to, I'm one of those ones where I like to try to donate to all whoever I can, but I try to give my attention to the ones who have not met their goals yet.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
Halloween Evil is doing really well. Their first time around, like it was a little rocky, a little shaky, but Mike surrounded himself, like you said, with good people. He
Yeah.
brought on people like Rob Mahoney, Jimmy Presley. He asked me to come on board as their
Yeah.
producer, and things have turned around big time. If you look at his first Indiegogo to where this one's going at now, is a day and night difference. We are
Yes.
killing it.
That's
Uh,
awesome.
and nothing would make us happier to reach that goal. And
That's
it's
awesome.
so reachable. We're getting so close. We're only
Yeah.
about 3,000 away from reaching our goal, maybe even less than that now.
That's really awesome. I'm really looking forward to Halloween Evil Lives, obviously as a viewer and as an actor in it. Can't wait to see what you bring to that table as well for that movie, and of course, Bloody Summer Camp. But I guess before we say goodbye, do you have an estimated date, time, or place, or anything like that that we could see Bloody Summer Camp, or when it might be available?
Oh yes. Anyone who bought the Blu-rays of 3D Indiegogo, they will be able to get theirs here probably in the next few
Yeah.
weeks. As far as anyone after that point, you will be able to get a copy, but you're probably not going to be able to get in your hands until next year, and that's because we are getting ready to finalize our distribution deal.
Okay.
I cannot say anything on that right now. That's not my place to say it, but I will say that we have been given some very nice offers. One of them we liked especially a lot.
Mhm.
I can't say any more than that, but we feel very good with them, and we feel
Awesome.
like that Bloody Summer Camp is going to end up being seen on hopefully some very popular platforms.
That's awesome. And for any other information on Bloody Summer Camp that we may or may not have mentioned, you can also check out my interview with Dave Kerr, because he goes in depth with Bloody Summer Camp as well as discusses in depth Go Away, which is really exciting. So definitely check for anybody watching this, you want to check that interview out as well. That way you can see more about that. We can also give Michael some more exposure because it'll be great to get have him seen obviously obviously by people that haven't seen these movies as well. It's really exciting. I can't wait to see these movies. I can't wait to see what you bring to the future projects. I thank you so much, Michael, for joining me.
Oh, thank you so much, man.
Yeah. You have a great rest of your day, all right?
Thank you, brother. You too,
All right.
man.
Yep, bye.
Bye.